Hello YouTube and welcome to my end of year recap. It is December 1st, so I decided to do it now. When we talk about December, that's what we're going to be looking forward to in December for the channel. So, I've got a list of things here to talk about. We'll go through each one. So January. We had Mario Bros. U Deluxe. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe release. That was pretty good. That started off the year perfectly. Then we moved to Perth. It was a very big step for me, which I am very grateful that I did. I am so very grateful that I moved to Perth. Like, literally. I am literally so... Whoops. Keep it in its little thing and I can hold it that way. I am literally so very grateful that I moved to Perth. Yes, I am. But, yeah, the issues. But then again, it was only starting out and we didn't actually know the issues would come up. So, yeah, we assumed it would be fine. And it was pretty fine. I don't regret moving to Perth. Then in February we started a weekly or bi-weekly talk streams where we just sat down and we did talking. We just sat down and did talking while eating and trying beers and all that sort of stuff, which I enjoyed. We also had the very first Pokemon Direct. Yeah, the very first ever Pokemon Direct for 2019, which revealed Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is one of the most anticipated games of mine for this year. Of all the games that came out this year, Pokemon Sword and Shield is the most anticipated ones for me. Then in March we didn't do much. Oh, excuse me. In March we didn't do much. I mean, we had ToeJam and Earl release. The Switch title. Then we had the Lego Movie 2 release, which was the video game, which I actually did manage to finish playing, and it was amazing. Well, not really amazing, but it was okay. It was a good game. We also had to move in Perth in March because we had the issues with the internet. Which I couldn't help. But we had to move so I could do my YouTube streaming. Screw the Australian National Broadband Network and the government who decided to change it from all fibre to the premise to mixed technology. Then in... Whoops, I should probably mention it. Japan holiday. Just got to write down something that came to my mind. Just give me 2 seconds while I think about it. In April, we had the month in Japan. which was actually pretty amazing considering. Oh, yeah, I need to just think of anything. Like seriously, Japan. We spent the entire month in Japan. For April, we spent the entire month in Japan. The entire month on a holiday, and that was amazing. Like literally, the best goddamn stuff I ever did was going to Japan. That's the best thing that happened to me this year. Because I got to experience so much stuff over there. I mean, seriously. I'm not kidding. The best thing that happened to me this year so far. But there's only 30 days left of December. Is my Japan holiday. I mean, I went to the Pokemon Cafe. I went to 2 Pokemon centers. I went to Universal Studios. I went to Disneyland. I went to Joypolis. I did a hell of a butt ton over there. Plus, when I went to Matsuyama, I did my first ever collaboration video with Mr. S of CS Toys. And on his channel if you want to go and watch him. The best goddamn... Oh, sorry, my first ever collab was in Japan this year. Which is actually pretty amazing. Considering I really enjoyed doing the collab. But I literally enjoyed Japan, and I feel like a lot of things went wrong after that. And I think that's the best point of this year was Japan. Like literally the best point of this year was Japan. Anything after that and it was all going downhill. And it did. From then on. May. We didn't have too much again. It's basically Team Sonic Racing that released. And the Pokemon Conference. Which announced Pokemon Sword and Shield. It announced Pokemon Sleep. It announced Pokemon Home. It announced Detective Pikachu 2 on the Switch. And that was pretty much it. The Pokemon Conference released a bit more information on Sword and Shield, I believe. Actually, no, it didn't. It just announced there was a Direct coming up, which was already announced before that, about Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was a week after, which was the Pokemon Direct, which was before E3. Yeah, you had. Which was actually quite interesting. Then in June, so let me go back to Pokemon Conference. Basically nothing else to talk about. I believe they announced a new Pokemon device for Pokemon Sleep, which is part of Pokemon Go, maybe? I don't know anything about Pokemon Sleep. But, yeah, Pokemon Sleep is a thing. Look it up, it was announced at the Pokemon Conference. I'm not kidding. Then we had the E3 stream, where Pokemon Sword and Shield were announced to only have the Pokemon found in the game. Like no national dex. Which was pretty. Well, to me, it was a bit iffy. I was like, mistranslation, but it wasn't. And I was like, mistranslation on it, and it's like there really wasn't any mistranslation. But it was all good and all that, and I was fine with it. I mean, it is what it is, and it's like, it's my favourite Pokemon in the game, and it is actually. Um. Then we had a here. YouTube had a big. So there was this YouTuber who committed suicide. Like literally committed suicide. Nobody knew what would happen. There was a video posted 3 days beforehand, I believe it was, or a week beforehand, and I was in Townsville. Under a little bit of funk that happened. Actually, I'll get into that in a second. Actually, I'll get into that now. I'll leave this thing, that part out for now. Yeah, so I was having my car transported to me. As you know, I moved to Perth, as I mentioned, and I had my car transported to me. The actual company that got it transported was delayed 3 months. So February 20, January 29th. 4 months almost. By the time they picked it up, it's about 4 months, and then someone said, driver said that they were stealing the car, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so on and so forth, and then yada yada yada. On the 14th of June, which was before this, I got a threatening call from the company I was delivering my car. Basically saying that I was causing stuff and they get legal advice on me just for putting up a review online of them, which was accurate and honest. And that played with me. I didn't move back from that. I went back to town to just have a little bit of break from everything, try and get over it in person. Bringing that back up. I know that. I'm not going into detail because it's basically behind me now. That car was destroyed anyway by me, so we'll get into that later on. But yeah. And while I was back in town for that week, this YouTuber uploaded a video on his channel. The YouTuber's name for his channel was Etika. He committed suicide, and that was a big thing in June, that he committed suicide because of everything that was going on with him and everything. He just committed suicide, and that opened my eyes up to my mental health and everything going on. And it's like, yeah. And then, not too long after that, I don't think I can get it out. 2 seconds. Yeah, but not too long after that, I should mention. My neighbor who owned a cat. Like literally, he owned a cat and he kept walking in front of my goddamn unit. He started threatening me. Like quite literally threatening me. He threatened the hell out of me, saying that he'd do everything in his power to get me evicted from the unit complex. So I felt obligated, and I felt literally scared of him for how he approached me and everything, So I started to move back to Townsville. And that's what came up in July. Is I moved back to Townsville. Not permanently at the time. I was moving back to Townsville then. After a little bit later in that month, I was looking at moving to Melbourne, or a place in Victoria called Melton, which wasn't that far away from Melbourne. Melbourne. Um, but yeah, and basically I was all up in arms about what to do and all that, and I didn't know what to do, and I was looking at moving to Melbourne again to get my own freedom back and to live on my own again. I was rushing into things. Went down for 2 days or 2 nights on Outlook. And the goddamn people, Hocking Stewart, I remember the exact company, Hocking Stewart, they were going to do an open house. I was looking at a house, and the goddamn motherfucking house, so frustrating, but the goddamn house was unfurnished. And the photos they used on the channel, so on the listing, they were furnished. I didn't know that if it was unfurnished, that you could use photos of the property furnished. I just didn't know that. So I got angry at them and did a big rant about it and all that, but in the big scheme of things, I was kind of moving too quickly into moving back out on my own, so I decided not to. Which was very interesting, actually. Because I took the rest of August to live on back with Dad and my father and all that, which I am now. Then in August, DC Universe Online for the Switch released. And I played through that with a hero. That was the biggest game for me of the year. So the biggest game of the year. So the not the biggest game of the year, but the biggest the longest time I played a game on my channel, so to speak. Then I think it was late August. Yeah, it was late August. It was 20th. I moved. I went back to Perth because I was leaving my property, terminating my lease, due to how I felt with the neighbour, and I had no issues with the neighbour when I was back there. So it might have been fine to have moved back permanently. I just wouldn't have moved back because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do anything. So I didn't know what was going on. So I was getting released from the lease, came back to move, went to the Perth Zoo to do a meet and greet, which nobody showed up to. Yeah, Alan Smith. You never showed up. Would have been nice to have actually met some subscribers, but you didn't show up. Unless you did, Rich. I don't know, but I was already in walking around and never saw you. So, yeah. And then I went down on a Friday, I think it was, no, Saturday. Sold my TV. Then Sunday I fell asleep there when I was packing on Saturday night on my unit. Then I went to my Perth Zoo to do a meet and greet, which nobody showed up to anyway. So, oh, excuse me, I don't know why I bothered going to the Perth Zoo, but it was interesting. Then I packed my entire car all on that Sunday afternoon. And then I went to on the Monday to hand back my keys to the property manager, and I went driving from around 9 a.m. 9 to 9:30 a.m. It's pretty much 9:10 when I left Perth, and by the time I had reached I was in Kaiguna. I was the place before Kaiguna. I forget what it is. But I went all the way out towards Kaiguna on the Nullarbor, hit a fucking kangaroo at 10 p.m. at night. You heard me. It was 10 p.m. when I hit the fucking kangaroo. Had to pull over. My car was destroyed. Like literally destroyed. And I lost my entire car. It was written off. All because I had a freaking kangaroo. And that made me feel real bad to the point where I was literally feeling like my luck was really bad and all that, and everything that happened this year was against me, and I did have moments of feeling like I wanted to end it all. It did come across my mind. Glad I didn't, or else I wouldn't be here right now. But I honestly did feel like it. So I'm kind of glad I didn't. So I flew back from Kalgoorlie, where I ended up having to put my car all the way back to Townsville, stopping in Perth, where I started off on the Monday, and I went back on the Wednesday, back to Townsville. On the Friday, I got a new car though, so I think it was, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, that's when I felt like everything was just against me. I had really bad luck, and I shouldn't have moved out on my own. I felt like I shouldn't have, because everything went wrong. I mean, I don't regret moving out on my own. I mean, I don't, because that actually showed me that I can be independent. But I shouldn't have. Deep down, I didn't feel like I should have, but looking back at it, I actually enjoyed moving out on my own. It's just certain events happened that made me think otherwise. And this car crash was like, I'm very lucky to be alive. I'm very lucky to be alive, because if it had have hit any close to the center of the car, I would have been dead. I would have been dead. And I'm so very lucky that I'm not dead from that. And it's just like, why do I bother doing things anymore? I mean, like, why do I bother moving out? Why did I bother moving out? Why did I do all this sort of stuff? And I just wanted to get away from people in Townsville. Because people here in Townsville literally hate me. Like, what happened with not Taco Bell, I'm not going to talk about that yet. But the neighbor in Townsville, the friend I had in 2015 to 2014 from school, he hated me in 2015, and we haven't been friends since. And he's hated me. And I feel like I have to avoid him, because I don't want to do anything in him. And I feel like I have to avoid everyone that I have issues with, like checkout chick at Woolworths, who hates me because I'm disabled. My friend who hates me because apparently I was doing stuff that he didn't like. Nothing illegal. It's just I was being too smothery. He didn't like it, and he didn't like a lot of things I was doing. And then basically, I have people who literally hate me. But I know people say things online, and it's like, yeah, go ahead and say it, and blah, blah, blah. Then in May 2018, I was turned into a meme on a Switch posting group, and yada yada yada. To the point where I was receiving death threats, and then people in my channel comments were impersonating me and pretending to be me and all this sort of stuff, and I couldn't take it, so I wanted to start fresh. So I moved out on my own to Perth, where basically nobody knew me except for my friend who lived there and a few people in my channel comments that were nice to me, and everything just turned bad again. And my neighbor was gonna basically, I don't know what he was gonna do, but he hated me, and the owner of the property I was in Dryde Hill in Perth, he was starting to get on edge of me because of the internet situation, which he didn't know anything about. And basically, everything went downhill from there, and yeah, I had no option, if anything, and yeah. And I had the people who were transporting the car transporters literally threatening me to sue me and put me in jail for legal action for cyberbullying, in my honest review, which was not cyberbullying and all this sort of stuff. And I didn't want to, and I had to move, and pretty much a very low point in my year. And then, yeah. And it was playing on me quite a lot in September, when, I'm not going to get off it, but when I was doing Link's Awakening and Dragon Quest XI. Basically in September I was just doing gameplay. I didn't do any other actual videos. Yeah. And then in October, or late September, no, early October, sorry, I went to Cairns to look at a property. It was perfect. It was literally perfect, except for the fact that the property was too small and old and run down, so it wasn't really perfect. It wasn't perfect, I just said perfect, but it would have been okay, but it would have had to had a lot of work done to it to make me have gotten a property, rented it. It was like I didn't really need it. But back to September, we did Link's Awakening and Link's Awakening Amiibo. That was a good game. Dragon Quest XI was a good game. I mean, I enjoyed it. The very first ever Dragon Quest game was Dragon Quest XI, and it was pretty good. Pretty good. Back to October though. Yeah, so in October we went to Cairns, basically to have a look at a property. Found out it wasn't suitable for me. Well, it was, but it was still one down and everything, and I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it, but there's a lot of work to be done, and the company had its bad points. I didn't like it, but on my way up there, my new car, well, my new used car that I bought, its windscreen cracked. Yes, so I had bad luck going up the Cairns. I had bad luck in Cairns because the property I put in the application for wasn't suitable. It was too one down. And then, on my way back, it was okay. Coming back was fine. Coming back was absolutely fine for me. We came back. We did the 24-hour Pokemon stream. Yes, I sat through the entire Tanglewood, whatever it was, Ponyta, Galarian Ponyta stream. The entire Galarian Ponyta stream, reveal stream. Then we also played Luigi's Mansion. And I was still feeling down and all that. And like, I needed help. I definitely needed help. I definitely need help. Mental health help. At this point. Because I was in no right mind. But then I thought, Taco Bell was opening up in Townsville early November. And I was like, I'm gonna go to it and be first in line. I was fourth in line, as you all know. Well, probably not because I deleted the videos. Because of people. Not mentioning names because they're gonna hunt me down and they're gonna kill me for what I did. Well, I'm not saying kill, but they're gonna be basically teasing me. And I mean, I only did what I did because I needed to. But I was fourth in line. Although I wanted to be first because I'm in a fucking YouTube channel and I give a lot more publicity to freaking Taco Bell if I fucking was. Plus, I didn't do anything illegal that night, which includes people revving their engines at 1:50 a.m. or 1 a.m. People breaking into Taco Bell. People drinking in public. People smoking in public. Minors drinking in public. Alcohol being provided to minors. Nooses being tied around people's heads. And quite a lot more happened that night. That was illegal. And I reported it all to the police. Which I know now I shouldn't have done because I should fucking mind my own business because it's none of my business what other people do. But yeah, I was thinking about the people who was in their caravans right across the street on the other side of the brick fence. But no, I'm a bad person because I reported it. Yeah, I'm all for fun, but as long as it's legal. And then they started jumping down my throat because of a video I did mentioning it, where I reviewed my food. And guess what? I felt threatened. I felt attacked. I literally felt to the point where I was terrified to leave my house because we're going through the exact same thing that happened in Perth, except with people around my age who knew my face, who knew my YouTube channel, who knew my name, who basically knew me and could find me on YouTube and Facebook. And I felt attacked and frightened because they were saying stuff like, we're going to report you to Centrelink because you're doing all these videos on YouTube and all that. And it's like, I'm not earning money from YouTube. I am not earning money from YouTube. So technically, I do not have a job. Even though I treat YouTube like a job. It's not making me money like a job. So there's no issue with Centrelink or anything like that. But of course, they had to friggin' attack me to the point where I felt like I was worthless. Like I was terrified because they knew who I was. They knew my car. They knew my number plate. They knew my name. They knew my YouTube channel. And basically I felt attacked and frightened by them because I didn't know what they were going to do. I did not know what they were going to do to me. The only time I left to go out after that was to pick up Ghostbusters, not Ghostbusters, that was October. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Games, which was released after that, and I was very worried that I'd run into them. I realized I was literally worried. And I haven't been back to Taco Bell since that night. Since that day. Since the opening. Because I know exactly where number 1 and 9 works. And he works very close to where at the McDonald's near where Taco Bell is, which is very close to Taco Bell. And I'm afraid if I go there, something's gonna happen to me, and I can't take it. I really cannot take that chance. So I'm still shaken by what's happened and at that point in time, everything that happened. Oh yeah, I should probably mention in October when I was in Cairns, I had anxiety. Like anxiety, not attacks, but like anxiety where I was worried that people would know me and that I'd be late for things and all that sort of stuff. And I wasn't, but I just felt like I wouldn't. Like something bad would happen to me up there after it happened in Perth. I went out of my way to go to Taco Bell, out of my time, took out time for my life to go sit in that freaking Taco Bell line to wait until 10 a.m. 10 a.m. for the opening the following day. 10 a.m. with people who are doing illegal stuff. And it's like, I went out of my way to do that, out of my comfort zone, to go sit in line and wait for Taco Bell to open after everything that had happened. It was a big step for me, and then I get thrashed and attacked. Thrashed, online, attacked, trolled. Yeah. I mean, it didn't help. And I was trying to recover from thoughts of killing myself. And then I get this. I mean, they were doing illegal stuff. I didn't do anything wrong. And I get attacked. I get attacked. When I didn't do anything wrong. Or anything, to be honest. And yet, I get attacked. And I only did it because they were doing illegal stuff. Yes, I laughed. Yes, I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it. But yes, I laughed. And I had fun. But I only laughed at the points where it was fun things. Most of the time I was laughing at the people. And sometimes I was going, and most of the time I was going facepalming, going, not laughing, facepalming. Because what they were doing was illegal. And I'm a good Samaritan, and I get attacked verbally because of it. I get attacked, and I get pulled down, made to feel like I'm scum, all because I reported to the police. Is that really how society has come? To the point where you have to attack someone for doing the right thing. That is morally right. You really have to attack me for that. After having gone through thoughts of trying to kill myself, being terrified of a neighbor trying to attack me, and having to uproot my entire livelihood just to move back to Townsville, and also being frightened of a car transport company that has literally threatened people of breaking their legs and doing all this sort of stuff, and threatening me or putting me in jail for an honest review that wasn't attacking anyone but stating the truth. Did you really need to do this? I know you didn't know about any of that, but did I really deserve it? Did I deserve to be attacked? No. Did it hurt me immensely? Yes, it did. To the point where I was literally worried, and I still haven't gone back to Taco Bell because of what happened. And I may never go back to Taco Bell, that Taco Bell, in Townsville because of what happened. Because of what happened with everything. And yes, it hurt me mentally, and I am literally still recovering from everything that happened. Everything that happened in town, at the Taco Bell line, and this year, I'm still recovering from mentally. And yet, I should not have to feel like this. And see, nowhere I go will I ever have not feel some sort of mental health problem. My mental health is shit. Has gone down the drain this year. A lot. Literally, it had gone down the drain. And I did not need people to keep piling on top of me. I mean, I could have just ended it back when my car crashed. I could have waited to go back to my car, gotten out of the knives, sat back down, and stabbed myself in the heart. Right in the heart. I could have literally gone and stabbed myself right in the heart and ended it all. And ended it all. I felt like that. But I didn't. I was strong enough to prevail through that. And I was very strong to prevail through it and to march on to where I am today. And to be attacked like that at Taco Bell after Taco Bell line, or because I reported it to the police, which is what should have been done, and I get attacked. It's not fair. It wasn't fair. Then I went out after that 'cause I was like, yeah, they probably won't do anything. I was starting to get over that a little bit, and I was like, there probably wasn't anything. A little bit starting to fizzle out, starting to get over it. Because I'm like, they're not going to do anything. It's like, what's the chances of me running into them? They've all got jobs and school. So what's the chances of running into them? So I went out, did all my stuff. I went to the Blakeman Sword and Shield Midnight launch event at EB Games. And I was first for that. First in line for that. Yes, you heard right. I got the first copy at the EB Games store I went to. My local EB Games store. Which is actually pretty good. At least that's something that cheered me up. Raced back home and did 40, well, close to 40 hours of streaming. Completed the entire story in Shield, including post game, in the launch window, launch weekend. Literally. I did all the main story on launch day. Did 2 parts for my Wonderlock. Went back, completed the post game, and then that was it. But I completed Shield on launch day. On launch day, baby! Which I'm actually excited, which I'm actually proud of. I'm actually proud of completing Shield on launch day. Now what we've got to do is complete Sword, which, if my calculations are correct, depending upon how long each one is, how long each part will be. Monday we'll be finished it on Thursday, I think. It depends on everything. Then, sorry, if everything goes to plan. And in last week, was it? No, 2 weeks ago. The 18th, I went to Brisbane on a holiday and also went to the Gold Coast. You can watch my video I uploaded not too long ago about it. But I enjoyed it. And my luck literally changed down there. Like, literally. My luck changed while I was in Brisbane. I mean, honestly, my luck changed. But, and now, after being in Brisbane for the week, basically, I am now, it helped. I needed to get away from everything that happened. And I did. I went away. I had fun. I spent time with myself. I relaxed. I went shopping. I went to the theme parks. And I enjoyed that week really well. It was the best goddamn holiday. Well, not the best, because Japan was the best. But it helped me quite a lot. And I needed that after feeling very, very low to the point where I wanted to kill myself. Very, very low to the point where I wanted to kill myself. Back in August. And then being attacked in November after everything. it helped so much. But I still, I mean, yeah, my life has changed. My luck has changed, so. And my plan for the new year, for the year, next year, has changed. It's changed, but I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna be staying here in Townsville, putting up at the major assholes of Townsville and all that. And honestly, deep down, I hate Townsville. I honestly do. I have nothing um against anybody in Townsville. I just hate Townsville as a general thing. Because when I was coming back from Brisbane, I basically told myself I don't want to come back. I've had a lot of problems in Townsville. I just didn't want to come back. And I figured I hate Townsville. I do. I literally hate Townsville. I mean, I'm not going to go out and say do hate crimes or go out and do illegal stuff or anything like that. But I absolutely do not like Townsville. I fucking hate living in Townsville. I fucking hate living in Townsville. I don't hate my family. I don't hate my family. I don't hate living with my father. I just hate living in Townsville. I hate the fact that all my fucking problems started because I moved from Townsville. I don't regret moving from Townsville, but I fucking hate living in Townsville. I mean, people hate me here. Literally hate me. People in Perth hate me, even though I enjoy Perth to the point where I feel like I could move back at some point later on down the track. I hate the problems that happen in Perth. I hate Townsville for a fact. For a goddamn fact, I hate Townsville. Oh, yeah, I spent most of my life here since 2000, and I lived in Townsville until 2019 when I moved to Perth, and I was born in Brisbane in 1997, and moved to Townsville in 2000, lived in Townsville all my life, all my childhood life, and teenage life, and became an adult here. So I should really enjoy it and be proud of Townsville and all the accomplishments that Townsville has achieved. Get out of my fucking life if you think that. You gotta respect people and their opinions, and I freaking hate Townsville. And if you really want me to get into details, I was suspended in grade 4. I was almost expelled in grade 3. So suspended in grade 3 at a Townsville school because I was autistic because I have Asperger's. In grade 4 I was suspended. Only allowed to return to certain hours. In grade 7 I was almost suspended. I was given detention every day. In grade 9 because I was autistic. In grade 8 I don't know, grade 8 I wasn't suspended. Grade 9, yep, grade 9. No, it wasn't grade 9. But yes, grade 9. Sorry, grade 8 people started teasing me And I had teasing all the way through my childhood, by the way. Like bullying. And this is all at Townsville schools. And I've had teachers bullying me as well. In grade 8. No, actually grade 8. People were bullying me. In grade 9, it got to the point where people were starting to literally come up to me and start bullying me. Like, literally physically. Then in grade 10, I was suspended for, what do you know? Having a friend. No, sorry. I was suspended in grade 10 because I had Asperger's. I didn't do anything majorly wrong, but I wanted to make friends, and the school thought, yep, no, and I got suspended for the maximum amount of time. And then also in grade 10, I got physically pushed against a classroom door during a lunch break, no teachers around, and almost physically hit, which would have killed me, most likely. Then, grade 11 was fine. But grade 12, I got suspended for 20 days. But the suspension only lasted 4 days. Then on the Monday after I got suspended, I was expelled. Then I was chased by the police because a mother hated me, didn't want me to be a friend of her son. She hated me. So I got in trouble and I was basically put in jail, into the watch house, which is like a pre-jail thing. Put on bail and allowed out of jail. Went to court about it and was let off. But I did absolutely nothing wrong with that. And then I got basically suspended from, in grade 12 I got suspended. The year you're meant to be preparing for university or TAFE, technical college. I got suspended. So my grades were down. So my overall grade when I left school was low. I got suspended because I brought my personal laptop into school with internet, with a mobile Wi-Fi USB adapter to plug into it so I could do my schoolwork, because school's internet only allowed 80 megabytes of usage before it went out, and that was per month, I believe. And I couldn't do my schoolwork like that. I just couldn't. And then I actually got into university. I was very lucky to get into university, and I fucked it up because one of the lecturers, I didn't do anything too bad. I was trying to prank a lecturer, but the school found it, the university found it, as a security threat in a sense. So I got in trouble, and then I got into a suspension from university. Yes, university. Then I moved to another university. This university was in Townsville, by the way. And I'm not allowed back on the campus. Then this other university, and this lecturer had it against me. And then I'm doing online university now because of what happened. And then also in 2015, when I got expelled or suspended from university, I got my friend, he stopped being my friend that I had from high school. The one I made in 2014 when after everything, and I lost him as a friend, and that hurt me. So, and now I have to avoid him because I don't want to run into him because it'd be awkward. Because I don't know how he'd react if he ever saw me, and I don't want to run into him anyway. And I haven't, which is lucky. And then in 2018, I was being turned into a meme, and there's people in Melbourne that was also helping out, turning me into a meme, and that hurt. That literally hurt me. And people in Melbourne hate me as well, I realised. And people in Townsville started hating me again, so that's why I moved to Perth. Just to start fresh. And then the neighbour I had in South Perth, he hates me. And I was threatened by him. And I was threatened by the company that knew where I lived when they transported my car. And I was afraid of them. Literally afraid of them. And then I was afraid of everything going on from that. And then I come back to Townsville because I thought coming back would help. And then look at me. When I went to Taco Bell that night, I got abused the night after, basically the night after, because and by the people in that line, because I reported to the police. What the fuck? What the fuck? Literally in I'm going back a few years, but literally in grade 3, I literally felt so frightened of a student for bullying me that I literally had knives under my bed. That's how frightened I was when I was in grade 3. Yeah, you heard. Grade 3. And it got to the point where literally I was basically so frightened of everything that I couldn't manage. I don't know how to make friends. I don't know how to make friends. Which is a big problem. And I care for people. I care too much. And if people annoy me, I'll do things back that I probably shouldn't. Like, I don't know how to make friends. People are frightened by me. I mean, people hate me. So I don't know how to make friends. I do stupid things because when people annoy me, I do stuff back so that I don't do it again. Annoy me again. I do a lot of things that are stupid, and my life's a complete wreck. I mean, I've had ups and very good moments in my life, I must admit. Traveling overseas is the most amazing part of my life, but honestly, I have tried taking my life multiple times before everything happened. Back in grade 8, back in 2014, a lot of times I have tried and I haven't been able to, which is a good thing because I'm scared of taking my life deep down, but I have the feelings that I could, and that's what's scary, is that I've had thoughts that I could, and I don't want to feel like that. And then just to have this year go so bad that my quality of life was flipped upside down after such a high in Japan, that my life had to be flipped upside down, and then for me to feel like I am now, it's just at the Taco Bell line, it was just, yeah, I didn't need it. I wanted to be first though in line, but I guess you get what you get. I wasn't upset about that. But god damn it. And the Brisbane holiday, literally I had no, I didn't feel lonely, I didn't feel anxious, I didn't feel anything. I just felt relaxed and I enjoyed the holiday. I literally enjoyed it. It's what I needed. I, deep down, enjoy traveling. I literally enjoy traveling. Traveling. That's my calling in life, from what I can feel, is traveling. But I also like gaming and I like watching TV and all that, but I can't deal with that while traveling and everything. But, yeah, I enjoy traveling quite a lot. And this year has just put a big downer on my life. Like a very big downer on my life. And I don't need it. I absolutely don't need it. This year was the darkest year of my life so far. Even when my mother passed away in 2017, it still wasn't as dark as it is now. I mean, yes, I was sad, and yes, I was sad about it and all that, but I didn't feel like sad or anything. I just, like, didn't get to how I felt this year. This year has literally been the worst year of my life. The worst year of my life so far. One of the worst years. And I'm an adult. I'm 22 years old. I still have 60 odd years left of my life. I should not be feeling like this at my age. I shouldn't. I just shouldn't. But hopefully that changes next year. Hopefully it does. But I literally fucking hate Townsville. There are good people in Townsville, I must admit. But I freaking hate Townsville. I do. And I hate the Australian government. Probably shouldn't say that, but yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't really hate them, but if we had regulations that would help people with me, like with disabilities and mental health issues, we should have laws that prohibit, that will protect people like that in situations where I've been in this year. And I hate the Australian government for not doing anything about it. And deep down, I freaking hate Townsville. I'm not kidding. I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful place to live. It's a nice place to live, but no. My entire life, I have been bullied. I have been everything. I went through everything. And I've lived in Townsville. I know it happened in Perth. But I lived in Townsville and it happened all my life. And now you see why I wanted to move to Brisbane. So, go out and move out and live on my own and all that, because I wanted to get away from it all and start fresh. And none of it worked out. And so, that's where I am at the moment. Basically giving up on everything. Basically giving up on everything I did this year. Even though I don't regret moving to Perth, because I enjoyed it, technically, I'm against it. I'm against Perth. I am 100% against Perth. Like, quite literally 100% against Perth itself. I hate Townsville. I'm not 100% against Perth. I enjoyed it. I loved it. But, well, after what happened this year, yeah. I mean, I do want to move back to Perth. I mean, there's nothing against Perth. I'd love to move back. I mean it. I honestly want to live in a capital city again, and Perth is brilliant. But I'm not gonna just move back because, hey, it's a place where I lived and I liked it. No. There's got to be serious thoughts about it. And yeah. Anyway, let's continue. December. For this month, I am very looking forward to my Game of the Year award stream, which will be happening next week. Next Sunday. Sunday the 8th will be my final video of the year. Well, not my final video, but even probably my final video of the year. Oh, excuse me. Which will be the Game of the Year awards, where I go through all the games I got this year, and I'll give them, tell you which ones I enjoyed, which ones I didn't enjoy, and which ones I want. Which one deserves Game of the Year. But yeah, quick outlook to 2020, because I may as well. Things will be changing in this channel because YouTube and Copper. Firstly, we'll most likely be moving to Twitch if YouTube does anything to my channel. And then we'll probably be moving. So, we're going to E3 next year. E3. At least that's something we look forward to in June. We're literally going to LA to go to E3 next year. And then we're going to Tokyo Game Show in October. No, September, sorry. We're going to Tokyo Game Show in September next year. And then, that's in Tokyo. We're literally going on the flight to Tokyo to go to Tokyo Game Show. And then, in October, we're going to PAX Australia. That's my 2020 plan. But yeah, I don't know. And hopefully my mental health improves, because this year was just too much. And I'm very hopeful for next year that it'll change. Like, I'm hopeful that it will. I'm not saying I'm not gonna say my with everything going on next year, my mental health will improve. Because I'm not saying that. Because nobody knows how I'll be in a year's time. Look at me last year when I was in friggin' Hawaii. And how excited I was to be over there trying all the food. And being over there because it's something I always wanted to do. You see how I've changed since September last year when I was in Hawaii to how I am now. I have changed in 1 year, and that is not. And it's because of everything that's happened this year. I mean, you go back to me 2 years ago. Well, you can't because it's not on my channel. But I don't think I have any content from back then. But you go back to how it was. In 2010, on my original channel, when you saw me do videos like that, I was nervous. I was new to YouTube, and I was very nervous about people seeing my content. And look at me now. But you see how I've changed. I've literally changed. In 1 year, I've changed, and it's all because of everything that's happened. I mean, yes, I know. Mind my own business. Don't worry about other people. It's all because of you. It's all because of me that I caused all these issues. But these issues shouldn't have happened. The neighbour shouldn't have gone up me or threatened me. I shouldn't have been threatened by the transportation company. And finally, I shouldn't have had to have been threatened and teased by the people in the Taco Bell line. So, yeah. Oh well, I did the best that I could. And I guess I'll see you all tomorrow night for part, I think it's 8? No, 9. Part 9. I'll see you all in my next video. But at the time of recording is part 9 of the Wonderlock, Pokemon Sword Wonderlock. Which, once that's finished, and once I've finished using YouTube this year, I'll be taking a good long hiatus off YouTube. Which I have to talk about in a hiatus video. But I will be coming back early next year. But I need to take the hiatus this year. But okay, everyone. I mean, I will still upload random videos time from time. If I need to. But otherwise, yeah. But I'll be coming in a video about the hiatus. Okay, everyone. Bye!